Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fraidy Geeks. My name is Dan. I am joined this week by JT, and we're talking about Dr. Sleep, the movie, based on the book. That was good.
Dr. Sleep is directed by Mike Flanagan, who is known for doing Gerald's Games for Netflix, or Ouija, the second one, and Hush and Oculus.
That makes sense. But wait, I'm not going up with that fact yet. Anyway, do you want to do synopsis? You want me to?
You can.
Oh, good. Okay. So this is the further adventures of Danny Torrance from The Shining, who has grown up to be an alcoholic, just like his dad. And on his wanderings around the country, he ends up in a small town, which I forget the name of. But he's there for a reason. And the reason is that there's also a little girl that lives in this town named Abra, who also has The Shining. But unlike him when he was growing up, she's getting hunted down by a group called the Circle?
The Circle, I believe that's right.
What were they called?
No, the True Knot. The True Knot.
The True Knot, yes. And led by Rose the Hat. And they want to get kids with The Shining to basically kind of eat their souls, but they got to torture them first so they're tastier. It's kind of like short ribs, but not. But the main difference between the movie and the book of The Shining is that the movie carries on oh God. What the hell is this called again?
Stanley Kubricks' The Shining.
Okay. At the end of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, the hotel is still standing. So it is in the book as well. And I thought that was going to be awesome. And I'm going to pass it over to JT for some of his thoughts before I go on.
Okay. I have not read the book, so I have no context for how they compare, but I really like this movie. And one of the things I really liked about it is I like the recreation at the end of the hotel. It looks like they got the original plans from the Stanley Kubrick estate in order to rebuild the models and the sets and stuff. There is kind of a Jack Torrance cameo at the end, which I'm sure we're going to talk about that in a second, judging by the look on Dan's face when I mentioned it.
Oh, we are.
But I really like Ewan McGregor as this character, and it makes sense that, he would kind of, become his father. Because, as a kid growing up without a father, you kind of want to feel connected to that person. So you tend to want to do, the things that your dad did so you could feel close to him. And his dad was an alcoholic. Plus, Danny Torrance has seen some weird stuff, and he needs the alcohol to kind of help numb that down. But, Dan, let's go to you.
Okay, things that I liked, first of all. The cast is pretty spectacular. I really, really like Ewan McGregor. I don't like what they did to his character for some of the film. He's just Danny Torrance in the film, like he always wants to go back to the bottle. Like that's his like cardboard, character thing. It's like, oh, well, shit's getting real. Got to go back to the bottle. There's one sitting right over there, and that's not like how I felt the character was from the book. Like, yes, he does go to AA and stuff, and yes, he is an alcoholic there as well. But like he leaves that like behind before like all the shits goes down. It's not like it's a constant thing. Also, I really, really like the guy. Yeah, here we go. Hold on. Carl Lumley, who played Dick Halloran, which was Scatman Crothers' character in the original. It's not easy to follow Scatman Crothers, and he did really, really well. Also, his character in the book version is still alive for the beginning of it because he didn't die in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't really make a difference because in the film he just shows up and he's a ghost and it's perfectly fine. And they had pretty much the same kind of dialogue, which I thought was cool. One thing I didn't like was Snakebite Andy in the film is supposed to be 15. In the book, she's about 30.
Okay.
And that just seemed oddly out of place. Because there's a sex scene between her and Rose the Hat when she first gets converted, and yeah, that just gets really weird with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But was there anything else that you really liked about it?
Like I said, I liked the whole movie, and I liked that they did a really good job making you uncomfortable, especially in the middle of the movie where they kill that kid that's leaving baseball.
Yeah.
That whole sequence is shot very well because it's extremely uncomfortable to watch, and it's supposed to be uncomfortable. And I thought they handled that really well too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I just got done watching this again, and this movie fooled me again. Because I turned it on, and I'm like half an hour in, and I'm like, why did I hate this the first time? This is pretty good, And then it gets to the actual Overlook part, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I hated this.
Oh, so that's the part I
hated this.
That's the part I really liked. So I want to hear your hatred for the Overlook part because I thought that was handled very well.
All right, first of all, like this book, like you know me and Stephen King, there's a love-hate relationship there. Like I like his characters, I hate his endings. But this book was actually really good. I really enjoyed it the whole way through. I mean, it did have, King tropes like, hey, I'm an alcoholic, but he wasn't an author, so I guess he gets points off for that. But with the Overlook like already burned down, like the reason that they go back to that land is because the True Knot is hanging out there. Like they just know that it's got some nasty power going on, and they're like, we're just gonna camp here. That comes out of nowhere in the movie. They're just like, hey kid, your dad's dead. Let's go to this old hotel.
Well, in the movie, the plan to go to the hotel is because Danny's gonna unleash the evil that he's kept blocked for so long.
And I'm not gonna ruin it, but that part in the book is so much better than the movie, even without a hotel. No, like I feel like they did a really good job of having the Overlook there. But the problem is the whole story just devolves into stupid cliche. Like they do the whole you and me aren't so different twice, I think, to the little girl and Danny Torrance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, come on. I mean, that's a Bond villain thing. Then the bad CGI monsters at the end. I mean, those were handled much better by my imagination from the book, but it's just I wasn't feeling it there. It was like to me it was like the dude that wrote the script like brings it home in his briefcase. And then his kid knocks it over and spills it all over the place. And he goes, all right, Dad, I'm just gonna write the end. And that's what happened. Like I just thought it went straight to dumb. Yeah, like you've got all these cool characters, and then it's just like PG-13 horror movie ending.
What did you think of the recreation of the Stanley Hotel?
I like that a lot. Except, are you telling me that they're not gonna try and clean up the murder, or the red rum on the door and the axe marks and try to sell it off? Come on.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Now I do like how Rose the Hat reacts to like the bloody uh, the bloody elevator doors and stuff. She's just like, that's weird. but but all in all, I mean they did such a good build up, and I feel like they dropped the ball at the end.
So I want to ask you this: what did you think of the Jack Torrance cameo? Because I am on the side that I liked it, because as an audience, we're supposed to know it's not Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
But he thinks it is. But what did you think of the Jack Torrance cameo?
Was it not supposed to be Jack Torrance?
It was like I don't think it was. I think it was supposed to just be the hotel.
Because it's still not Grady from the original, Shining flick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now funny aside on that, the guy that plays the bartender is the guy that played Elliot in E.T.
Yeah.
and his career peaked then, and it just like when
he played young Norman Bates as well.
Yeah, Psycho 4. And he was in Legends of the Fall and the one movie with the scary American dude with the glass eye. And
he was in The Haunting of Hill House, which is also directed by the same director.
And the other Stephen King one too that you mentioned earlier.
Gerald's Game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that scene, but it's just, I don't know. It's like the CGI girls at the end. It was like, oh, come and play with us, Danny, but they didn't look right. Like this reminded me a lot of that the one Room movie that said it had Samuel L. Jackson in it, but he's in it for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
With John Cusack. It's also based on a Stephen King.
1408, I think.
Yeah, 1408. Like it's just like it starts out cool, and you're like, oh man, I'm totally invested in this, and then it just kind of runs off a cliff somewhere.
So you pretty much like it up to the point where it like deviates completely from the book, which is the ending, because
yeah, and I hate the major spoilers. Apparently, I hate the fact that it does the stupid ending where the little girl's talking to him, and she's a great actress. By the way, she's really good in this
she is. She's fantastic.
But too bad she had the script. But where she's talking to Danny Torrance, and it's his ghost, and it's like, really, that it's not as bad as the ending of the Stephen King Shining miniseries, where I believe Jack Torrance is sitting there clapping for his son graduating.
Yeah,
oh my God, that's bad. That's so bad. Anyway, yeah, it just like it devolves into Ouija.
Spoiler alert for the ending of the book. Does Jack Torrance die at the end of the book?
I don't believe so.
I mean, not Jack, Danny Torrance.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember because it's been a little while now. But I know there is a death scare, major spoilers, because of something that he's gonna do to the True Knot. Like it almost kills him, and he sees like the flies on his face and stuff, which is a really cool part of the book.
I'm looking forward to reading the book, but
yeah,
I liked the ending of the movie because I like that Stephen King got kind of. I thought they did a good job of honoring Kubrick and making Stephen King happy. Like, he got the burning of the hotel and, Danny finishing what his dad couldn't do.
I feel like that's what they were trying to do. And yeah, I mean, like Stephen King gets his burnt down overlook at the end. But like I just think it needed like defter hands on it.
I will give you the fact that I think that the director was maybe trying a little too hard to appease fans of the original movie. But as far as like recreating the Stanley Hotel, he did a miraculous job.
Oh yeah, I mean that part was cool. Oh, speaking of the beginning little music chorale, I guess. I was watching a movie on Netflix called The Car a couple weeks ago, and it starts out with the same
How is that?
the
The
same
car?
soundtrack. It's a movie.
I just read Christine not too long ago, and I was like, I saw The Car, and I'm like, I kind of want to watch this.
It's not the same.
Oh, I don't.
It's not horrible. It's not good. It's just kind of like something you put on because you're curious about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Christine was actually really good. I thought.
Yeah, the movie and the book.
Yeah.
So for this one, the book is by far better in your opinion.
I'm gonna say yeah. I mean, they really tried in this movie. I don't mean to bring them down that much, but it's just the whole like third act just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I could see. I see all your points. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I get why you would like it as well, but it's just like they try to take way too many cues off of Kubrick. Like you got that whole like heartbeat thing like running through like half of the damn film.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like the recurring like melting old lady from the bathtub. That's kind of fun.
Oh man, she was horrifying.
Yeah.
Danny Torrance and Wendy Torrance recast did not look like the original actors.
No.
But whenever they showed,
I was okay with that though.
Yeah, no, me too. But whenever they showed what was essentially a flashback to The Shining, those were all reshot, and those had me fooled.
Okay.
I thought they were original. I thought they were showing original clips, like when they showed them in the bathroom, but they weren't. It was all redone. So I thought those were done really well too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get that you don't want to get a complete body double for that, but when it gets to the bartender part, that's where I take issue. Like it's, I don't think you really needed that.
I was hoping for a secret Jack Nicholson cameo.
But you get a de-aged Jack Nicholson, which might be frightening. Be like the Irishman fight scenes, which I didn't really notice watching it, but then when somebody like points it out, I'm like, oh yeah, he looks like an old dude.
Yeah, he's curb stomping really slow.
Really slowly. which is fine, I guess. I don't know. It's like dramatic fervor, you see.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Absolutely, go ahead.
I didn't have anything. I was just making sounds. Oh,
I would give this a movie probably a 3 out of 3 geeks. Like I said, I really liked it. And I watched the director's cut the second time around. I don't know what was different in it, but I liked it as well.
I'm going to stick with whole numbers, and I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3 because it wasn't horrible. It could have been so much better.
Well, it sounds like you like 2/3 of the movie, so that's
like I really like the acting. I like a lot of what they did stylistically. Mm-hmm. The other thing I didn't like was the shattered blackboard thing because they use that a lot more in the book.
Okay.
To write things because he's got that the wall. Mm-hmm. In the film that it never shattered. Okay. The whole part where he follows the cat in and like helps people die is I thought was done really, really well.
Yeah,
because I mean you could have made that really bad like make him look like a Jack Kevorkian or something, but I think it came off like he's just there to hold your hand and be like things go on. Oh, now you're dead.
I think Mike Flanagan had a very hard task of making one. He chose to make a sequel to the Kubrick Shining. Yeah. Which, that's gutsy for somebody to go back and make a sequel to like 2001 or, such a beloved movie. That's a huge risk in and of itself. And you've got to make Stephen King happy so you can get the rights to make this a movie.
Have you seen 2010?
I have not.
It's okay, but
I've heard it's okay.
You know that Clark wrote like 4 sequels to it.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay.
But yeah. Let us know what you thought of this. Send it in to 3geekspodcast@gmail.com.
Cool.
You closing it or am I?
You this time because I got the little Max blurb, so I never actually made like a closing thing. So.
Have a great day, guys.
Fraidy Geeks, scary time, super